Good morning, everybody. I'm just going to go for a walk, and I thought I'd just talk about what we do when we're on the road for making things safer and easier for us when we're boondocking. And how to save some wear and tear on your camper and things. We put these rock tamers on our pickup, and I'll tell you what, I didn't have them on there at first, but it makes a world of difference of taking and getting rock chips on the front of your coach, and it's amazing what they do, because you're going down these gravel roads and stuff, you're going back in there boondocking and out to quartzite, the rock they got there. And this is my rig that we use, and I always take and watch my tire pressure. I got a TPMS on the truck, and we have a TPMS on the trailer, but monitor your tire pressures and your tread wear, your tires, and of course the year. Don't let them go past that 4-year mark, or if you see weather checking, get them off of there. I always change my tires faithfully. Now, people say I'm anal, but I always change my tires faithfully at when they're about half tread. When they're at half tread, just because you don't want to have a blowout and then end up in the ditch or hitting somebody or losing control, or you just don't know. I mean, it doesn't prevent it 100%, but it sure shaves it off. And I tell you, this thing, since we bought it, we had issue with the DPFF right away, the exhaust particulate filter, and we got that taken care of. They put a whole new system in it for me for warranty. But this thing pulls. I mean, Solly, she's pretty heavy. She's when she's loaded, she's just about 17,000 pounds, and then we always carry a generator. I got a 4,500 watt on the back. Yeah, just in case it gets super hot and all my solar up there on the roof can't handle it, or we have an issue with the solar. We always got backup. It doesn't run much, and then we got our Blue Boy on the back, and I use a macerator that hooks right up to the outlet of your sewer outlet, and it pumps it through a garden hose, and I put the tank right in the back of the truck, and then I just take and pump it right up into the tank. I don't have to hook up a hose, drag it down the road. It's in my truck, and then I just hook the hose to it, back up to the dump, pull it. I'm not lifting, I'm not dealing with all that dragging it around. And then we had RV armor put on the roof, and I'll tell you what, there's a product for you. Them people, if you watch their commercials or their posts on YouTube or You just type it in, RV Armor. It is the most, I should say, the best thing we've done on the camper, the upgrade, because you don't have to get up on that roof, which stinks. And besides that, it's full of solar up there, trying to walk around. You don't have to caulk all that stuff. Check all that, all the for cracks and all that BS. All I do now is I fly my drone around up there. I just take my drone and fly it across the top, you know, and if I see something, I take a picture of it. And I seen a little scratch or a craze crack, you know what I mean? It was kind of crazy. It was kind of got scratched. And I call them. Okay, I call these people, mind you, and it's warranted for life, and the warranty goes with the camper. With the camper. So you got a selling point. It increases the value, and it's one whole. When they put it on, they take all your solar off, your vents, they go around everything, they clean it first, they inspect it. We had it done right away when it was new. And you don't get, you know, you go down the road, you see some of these campers, the roof is ballooning, you know, or people are up there caulking, or they get rips in their roof. You know, you don't have to deal with any of that. Nothing. Back to the little craze crack I had. I called them up. I got a video on it. I called them up on the phone. If you look into my videos, you'll see it. I had the drone flying up above it. I called these people up, and super people. You don't get a computer. You don't get all that BS. You call them on the phone, and I says, hey, I noticed a little craze crack or scratch. You know, maybe I drugged something on it. I don't know. You know, because we're boondocking. I mean, we're in the brush, and if you know Minnesota and Montana, you know. Anyhow, I call them, and they take and they say, okay, do you have any pictures, you know? And I said, sure. So I flipped them the pictures that I took from my drone, and he said, perfect. He says, no problem. He says, we'll take care of you. We'll be out there next month. They have people all over the place. They come to you and put your roof on, okay? Or this membrane, or not a membrane, but they coat it, okay? They'll come wherever you are in the States. Come out and do it. In wintertime, they're down south due to the cold weather up north. But I call him, and he says, when do you want to do it next month? How about this date? Does this work out for you? And we were up Minnesota, up their land, and I said, sure, that's fine, I'll be here, you know. So he says, I'll send a guy out, and then, I suppose it was 3 weeks later, he says, do you have an address? Well, on our property up there, we don't. We just, you know, we're just, you know, clear it out, and we're just staying there, right? I mean, we got it all set up really beautiful in there. We can handle like 4 or 5 campers in there. But anyhow, I says, well, I can ship it to my neighbor, you know, whatever you guys need. He says, okay. So I give him the address. And a few days later, maybe a week before he gets there, a FedEx truck pulls in with my stuff. 70 pounds. 70 pounds. Of stuff. And I thought, what? So I call him up on the phone. I says, did this stuff get shipped to the wrong place? You know, and he says, what do you mean? And I says, well, it's 70 pounds. He says, no. No. He says, it's right. He says, Denny, the way we do it is, if you got them whatever up there, he says, we're going to do the whole roof. The whole roof? Yeah, that's the way we do it. They don't play around. So off comes the solar panels, off comes all the stuff, and they redo it. It's like, it's amazing. It's hard to find companies out there that treat you fairly, I'll tell you. And these people go way out of their way. But when they coat it, I'll turn the camera around. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I hope so. Right up there. Let's see if I can zoom in. No, not that one. Right there. You can see where it overlaps the front, where the drain is. That's where that piece is, where you guys have got to always caulk. They overlap it like 6 inches. And then they go down over the sides where they always caulk it, where your drain's hooked to, you know, where your slide, where your awnings would run into that rail. It's overlapped there. So there is no way you're going to get any water intrusion in there. There's just no way possible. And then another thing we use is our solar system, of course, and we have the Vectron system. We get everything from Battleborn, that company there. If you guys want to know anything, batteries, you know, buy your stuff, they are probably the #1 place to buy it in my book. These guys treat you, again, you don't have to, they call you back right away if they're busy, but they will answer any of your questions. They have tech support there, and the salesmen are second to none. They're not pushy. They will just plain take care of you. And then what I've done here, I'll see if I can get there, just to, you know, a lot of you guys have had, you hear about breaking springs and stuff like that. What we did with our spring pack is, I had a guy, a company in Princeton, well, it was actually Pine City, but it's a spring outfit that anybody that makes springs can do this for you, and it's not expensive, not at all. But what I did is, my springs were 3 years old, and they were starting to decurve, and so I didn't want to deal with that broken spring crap. So what I did is, I had them make me I bought a spring pack off E-Trailer. I bought all 4, and for the 7,000 pound, and then I took and had an extra leaf put in right at the top, right under the top leaf where the eyelet is. Usually there's a spot about 3 inches it stops from the eye, and then the next leaf will start, if you look on your camper. And what I did, I'll see if I can get underneath there. Give me a second, I'll be right back with you. Right here is the eyelet, okay? There's the eyelet. They used to stop back here, okay, further. Well, I ordered an extra set of heavier duty springs. They're actually another 500 pounds, but they usually stop back here. So this leaf is a little long, but we had another leaf put in right up here, so it's right even with the eye on both ends. Usually your springs are going to break right here, right in this area, because that's where your torque is. And then next year, right in between here, where the pivots are, we're putting the Lippert air ride system, and you can go to E-Trailer and have that, and buy that. I think it's only like $1,800 for a tandem axle system. And because now when you hit a bump here, it pushes that way on that spring. You hit a bump there, it pushes up on this one. It's just a fighting battle back here. these springs fight each other. You get the air ride, and it doesn't do that. Let me get out of here, and I'll be back. Okay, and on our tires, we use the TPMS system. That's another great system. I try to look for bad service ratings. TPMS system, they definitely have very good ratings. Very good ratings, and they're always out at the Quartzsite show. And let's see here, jump in here. We use the tire minder, which is up here right on our dash, sitting right above there. And there's our backup camera, and then I got another GPS here, and I use the one up here because we have them set up for the height and the length of our camper, which definitely you want to do.